Man, Shaun, first off, I appreciate you coming back on the show. And, you know, I want to really just jump into these questions because a lot of the fans have left comments and they want to hear, some answers from you and get your thought process on what happened at the 2023 Mr. Olympia. It was just 2 weeks ago that this happened. So let's jump right into it. I want to get your full mindset, no holds bar, transparency, this right out, get it all on the table here. So, and
Yeah.
I think I have a question from Jim too. Jim texted me. He's like, hey. So we'll get into that as well. But all right, first question. It's a big one. Why do you think you got second to Keon?
Let me first just start by saying, this hurts. It
Yeah.
stung, a lot, and just someone who's always been a competitive and always wanted to win, and I know how much I put into this prep, as far as not just the training and the diet and the cardio. It's just putting my family, on a back burner to prepare for this contest. And I had high hopes and high dreams, and of winning this third title, and not even winning a title, but just wanting to bring my daughter on stage, for the first time, because obviously she's 10 months old. This is her first Olympia. That was the goal. I didn't care about the money, the trophy. I just wanted the victory and to be able to share that moment with her and my wife. And so I think that's what stung the most, not losing the title, but just not being able to fulfill that golden dream of bringing her on stage. Obviously I'm a champion, I'm a professional at the same time, so I'm going to take my lumps as I get them. So I never want to take away that moment, that shine from champion. Obviously I've had that experience as well, winning my first one in 2020. I know how great it felt to kind of be on that stage. So for Keon being his first one, I wanted him to really embrace that. So, I obviously I reached down, I pat him on the back. We talked a little bit while he was on stage, and I shook his hand, and I congratulated him and said, "Welcome to the other side. You're a champ now, and embrace that." As far as why, I just wasn't at my best. That was consensus. Talking to the judges, they've seen me better many many times, and if I were to look back at my own physique and be honest, I wasn't 100%. And I know that. I know the
Yeah.
areas that need to be better for me to be at my absolute best. But at the same time, I do believe what I brought was good enough for the win. But obviously, those little minor little tweaks need to be made, going to next season for me to be at my absolute best.
Okay. And first off, too, I want to put out full disclaimer. Keon Pearson, amazing guy, awesome champion. He is the Mr. Olympia. So, the respect is there. Whenever we, have these discussions, there's nothing against Keon personally. This is just
I don't know.
bodybuilding is a judge sport, and it's our opinions, and the criticism that we give is just our opinions, right? It's not
Yeah.
right. So we just want to put that out there. And I do agree. I do agree. I did have you winning the show. I think most people had you win. Like it was just like it wasn't like by default, but you came out on the stage and you just looked okay. Maybe it wasn't your when you say it wasn't your best package. What wasn't best about your physique at that time on stage? Was it
You know,
conditioning? Was it
yeah, I think it's just, for years I kept hearing you're maxed out, you're maxed out, you're maxed out. And I knew I wasn't maxed out.
yeah
And I think now I'm at the point where maybe seeing and feeling the way I felt on stage, maybe there was a tipping point. For me to be my absolute best, I was at 185 on stage, and when I won my first Olympia, I was 177, right? And I won my second one, I was 179, I think I was. So again, I don't need to be, anything close to 185 or even bigger than that to win shows. And I knew that, and honestly, that wasn't the goal to get bigger. And everyone keeps saying, well, why'd you get bigger? Why'd you get bigger? I didn't purposely go out and seek to get bigger.
yeah
I trained hard, and I stuck to my diet all year. I had very minimal cheat meals all year. But your body just grows. When you train hard and you put the work in, it's going to respond. And despite my age of being almost 42, my body just grew and held on to that
yeah
muscle that we put on. But yeah, no, again, looking back at pictures and videos, for sure, my midsection and core could have been a little bit tighter. Maybe a little bit tighter in the lower back area. But that's neither here or there.
mm.
Obviously the show is done. But I know what I need to do going into next season for sure.
Okay. Because I did watch the Tyler Mannion. Uh, you know, did you
Mm-hmm.
see that? Did you see him kind of do a critique of you and
Yeah, I mean, I talked to him backstage as well after the
yeah.
show, and he told me flat out what the issues were, and you know, what can he say?
Yeah. I kind of wanted to go over the video, but I mean, we don't have to. I was going to kind of go and show you the shots and kind of let really, because people was like, okay, well, what is it? Like, what technically, where did he beat you and what poses did he beat you in? And like here, let me just bring this up. Let's do this because this was heated debate, and I kind of just want to look at this here. So this is you can see this here. So he's going into the front double bicep.
Bicep between Shaun and Keon. This is the most conditioned we've seen Keon. So as we see, he has a very, very small waist, a crazy wide taper with crazy lats, great arms that flow with his whole entire physique, and separated quads that have great fullness to them as well. Now, when we look at Shaun, Shaun has crazy density, crazy full density with, full striated quads. However, Shaun did not peak 100% for this show. This was not the same peak for Shaun. Even the separation and the lines in his legs and his quads was not how we're used to seeing them.
See, so that's where I disagree with what he's saying there because when you look at his quads and you look at your quads are more separated. Okay. They're feathered. There's striations when you're hitting your front double bicep and you're flexing your quads. There's feathers in the quads. When you look at Keon's, there's no feathers. He has to flex his legs in order for the feathers to pop out. So that just by default means you're more conditioned than him and you're more separated in your quads. But he's saying you're not. And I'm like,
Yeah, that I didn't 100% agree with. 'Cause I knew my quads were because I had my left quad is usually the one that's more striated, and then going into the season, my right one was starting to stride. I was like, holy shit, that's new, So
yeah. Okay. And then, okay, obviously, you put on some size, you put about 5, 6 pounds of muscle in 1 year onto your compact frame already. So when you grow everywhere. So your waist did get a little bit bigger, not
yeah,
by a lot, but it just looks like almost too, like, I don't know, but you're carving up as if you were a bit too full in your stomach and you couldn't
yeah,
crunch it in.
yeah. Too much. I think it's just too much volume of food, probably, which I don't think we even ate that much.
Mhm.
But for someone like myself, honestly, like Matt knows, like I don't need much food at all. I just kind
Yeah.
of just wake up and then try to hit the stage. So that's another area we're gonna adjust next year is the
Yeah.
volume of food leading into the show.
Okay. Okay. So we'll go into front lat. Front lat, again, Keon has good shape, right? Tight waist. But then I just look at, okay, you also have good symmetry, but you're also more conditioned and you're more dense and you're more muscular. So what does that not factor in anymore? Like, are they just looking at the pretty shape and he's a little bit bigger in size, but the conditioning isn't where your conditioning is at, your muscularity, the maturity. Does that just go to the wayside now? That's kind of like same thing with Hottie and Derek Lunsford. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, is that what it is? Is the conditioning kind of not the biggest thing anymore? Because Keon was in great shape, but he was not at the level that you were at. And it's just like, it's hard to get in that shape. It's hard to get to that density. And it's like they're throwing it, they're pushing it aside right now.
Yeah, that's what I tell people, man. There's certain things that you can control, and certain things just they're God given. You know, Conditioning, granted, hard muscle. That's something you have to work for. And I definitely believe that comes with time too. He's a younger guy. I think Keon's 29 or 30, so that
Yeah.
he'll get that. No question. He will absolutely get that over time.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, man. So, and that's what I said too. I was like, sure, Keon, when the time is right, he can become Mr. Olympia. But I just think that wasn't the time. But that's here and there. You kind of go over that again and again. But I mean, I in a side chest. Okay. Now, what Tyler said in this shot was that your midsection, you're not controlling it. Like
yeah,
you see Keon's obliques, and you see that he's holding it tight, and then
that's
so
it.
that right. So your chest is more striated. The arms have more definition and cuts.
Yeah,
The side quad is close on both of you with the definition, but it just seems like that I would still give you the side chest just because you're not holding your stomach in as tight doesn't defeat the fact of the whole pose itself. So, you know, it's close. What do you
yeah,
think about this shot? This is what people
yeah.
get to see your own thoughts on this because they want to know.
Yeah, I see the midsection is definitely is not as tight as it should be. I think my shoulders and arms probably pop a little bit more
Yeah.
here. But he's got some great hamstring development from the side there. That's one area that's always been so weak for me, is trying to figure out, do I need more hamstring, or just not posing it correctly? And sometimes, like, from side shots, you're trying to control everything at one time.
Yeah.
It's hard to control everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, if I were to give someone a shot, I would have to give it to Keon probably here.
Okay. Move on to the next. Okay, here we go. This is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You can just see it. And he gave you this pose.
Okay.
Yeah, he gave you the back double bicep, but it was close. It's like, oh, it was close. I'm like, the density, the roundness, the 3D muscle pop of the back, the glutes, the hamstrings. Yeah, he doesn't beat you in this shot, that's for sure. So we don't really need to discuss that too much, because that's a case close. But the back lat spread is where he had some issues.
Which I didn't. Yeah, I heard the issues. He said I was rounding forward.
Yes.
I didn't think I was. Honestly, I didn't think I was.
Yeah.
I felt like I've hit it the same way every time. Like I kind of go forward and then sink it back and lift up. I mean, obviously he's seeing something different.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It doesn't. I don't know. It does look maybe like you're a bit forward on it, and he's a bit back, and then so it's making him look wider when he's standing a bit further back, leaning back towards the judges. You're a little tilted forward. So, but your back lat spread is ridiculous. Though it's 3D, like right. So it's like, man, you're losing that shot just because of that. So I still give you the back.
Back is one of my favorite body parts.
Yeah,
man. It's like you can never have enough back, either it's width, thickness, 3D.
Yeah. So they want you to have more width. Although I think you have it, you just got to perfect that pose a little bit more. Show it a little bit more in the back, lean back towards the judges a little bit. But because the 3D is there, your density, there's no one that touches you, especially when you transition and you go and you hit the Christmas tree and then you move, and you can see all the veins, and he doesn't have that. It's just like that hard work. It's like it doesn't get rewarded in that sense when you have it. And so that's why I get a little bit frustrated with how the judging is. But I get, like, when you go into that, I was trying to get it there when you're flexing, but yeah.
All right.
Yeah. It's like, it's different muscle, right?
You pull it back. Yeah.
So, all right, that's the back lat spread. He gave that to Keon on the side tricep. Yeah. So I gave you this side tricep. I think he just barely gave you the side tricep, but I think it's pretty clear win for you in the deltoid striations, the tricep separation, the midsection is tight here, obliques, side quad is popping a little more than Keon's here. The chest is cut. So it's just like, it's a win for you, but he said barely. And I just think, no, man, I think you took that pretty clearly in that side tricep pose. It's one of my favorite poses for you. Side tricep. Okay.
This is the shot that's been going around.
Yeah. And the thing too is he kept comparing your quads, and he's like, yeah, well, Keon's quads are feathered. I'm like, but Shaun's are like more muscular feathered quads and vascular, and it's on another level. And the midsection, yes, Keon's abs aren't. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. When he doesn't hit a ab and thigh directly on, he does the vacuum.
Exactly.
Because when he does that, he has a big gap in his abs. It's a genetic thing, right? But that's what he has. So he avoids hitting the ab and thigh, it's an ab and thigh. You're supposed to crunch your abs down, hit it ab. Same with Derek and Lunsford. They don't hit it because they know it doesn't look good on them, I guess. So he gets away with it. But conditioning wise, you're I had to have him here, and sure, your waist is a little bit bigger than his because you're more compact. But that obviously they're giving that to Keon for that one. And then the most muscular, they gave that to you. We don't need to talk too much about that one.
I hope so.
Yeah, he gave that to you pretty clearly. So yeah, man, that's it. I mean, I think he had you 5 poses to 3. So
Yeah.
5 on Keon, 3 for you. So I was like, man, that's quite a substantial. It's not like it was close in a sense. Like it was like clear in their
Yeah.
eyes. And I'm like, man, it's like
Yeah.
this is 2-time Mr. Olympia champion here. And it's just it is what it is, and
Mhm.
you know, moving forward, you're gonna work on your midsection. You're not gonna try and get any bigger.
Yeah.
And that's all you can really like. That's really next year. The game plan is going back to
Refinement.
where you came in your first Olympia win. It's just the conditioning. If you're a little lighter, fine, whatever it takes. So there's no stone unturned. Like conditioning wasn't a factor, right?
At the end of the day, they want to see me in my best. When they've seen my best many many times, and obviously my best is won 2 titles. So in order for me to get back there, I need to bring what they're used to seeing. And I
Yeah,
agree. I agree. I absolutely agree.
yeah, yeah. And Jim said here, he's like, I thought he had it. The upper back was thicker. Overall vascularity was noticeable, especially from the back. Shaun had Gaspari like crostrations in the thighs and everything. So that's Jim's take on it, of course. I mean, are we biased? Yeah. We're just telling like it is. We've been in the game a long time too. We know what we're looking at. And again, Branch Warren, all these guys were saying like it's a wrap. Shaun's got it. Like, and they're
Yeah.
friends with Keon too. So I mean, they're not good. If Keon looks good, they're gonna say, "Hey, Keon's got it. It's a wrap." But they didn't do that. So
Yeah. Yeah, Branch saw me 2 days out from the show, and I showed him a photo, and then
mm,
he saw me obviously after prejudging, and he said the same thing. Like, I mean, most people said the same thing, but for me, for us, it's like we don't know, right? We're always like, you're just it could be close. And the way they did prejudging, they kept working
yeah,
us, and I'm like, it must be close, which I don't
mm,
like,
yeah, yeah,
But and I left prejudging like, okay, we got to get back to work. Like it's not over, so.
yeah. Did you have a indication? Were you completely shocked? Like I was IG streaming it, and I was like, "Hey, yeah," you were standing next to Keon, and I was like, "Congratulations, Shaun, man, you got another one." And then it's like getting ahead of it, and then it's like Keon Pearson. I'm like, "What?" And it was like it didn't make sense, and I was just like, "Okay." So were you shocked too? Were you like, I didn't see it coming? I was like, "Oh, I kind of maybe
Yeah, you kind of go numb, in that
yeah,
moment. Honestly, you kind of go numb, because you're expecting one thing, but you're ready for what does happen if it's not you.
yeah,
And I was prepared. I was prepared for that.
yeah,
I was prepared for that moment, so it wasn't like I was shocked or
yeah,
you wouldn't see a crazy look on my face. It
yeah,
was like, okay, if I win, great. If I don't, I'm ready for it,
yeah.
and that's what it was.
So, and you were professional on stage. You're always professional, and
Yeah,
that's how
always.
it's
Yeah.
done, right? So, and you congratulate him, and you guys are friends, and it's there's nothing, no animosity there. It's just it is
There's
what it is.
there's no need for that. At the end of the
No,
day, like we all train to win, no matter first place or last place. But at the same time, it's not a boxing match. It's not an NFL where there's a definite winner.
yeah,
We're basing this off of a panel of judges who have a preference that day.
yeah,
So there's nothing Keon did to me, or for me to hate him or to not like him, or whatever the case may be. And
yeah,
it would be vice versa.
yeah. Good, good. And I mean, so moving forward, we know that you're coming back strong for next
Mm-hmm.
year. Do you have any plans to do any open shows in 2024 leading up to the Olympia, or you just say, you know what, that's it. I'm just focusing on this. I'm lifetime qualified for Olympia, so I just roll up to
Yeah.
Olympia. What are you gonna do?
Honestly, if I think this loss was a blessing in disguise because had I won the show, I probably would have done the Arnold again this year and traveled to a few more open shows.
Mhm.
But I think again it's a blessing because I think God said, hey, we need you to slow down a little bit because you have to focus on your family. I have to focus on my gym, my sneakers that are coming out. Like I had
Yeah,
so much going on that I try to have as much balance as I can, but it's impossible sometimes. So yeah, I did have plans of doing some more open shows this year, but now obviously with everything going on and what I need to focus on, I think we need to just focus on the 212 Olympia next year God willing, get another title, get a third title, and then from there, I would like to do some more shows after that. Because obviously I'm getting older, and I want to take advantage of this time,
Yeah.
that I have to continuously compete. So I would like to do, obviously Olympia and maybe a couple more either 2 12-hour open shows after.
Yeah, man. If you did that, like the European tour, like that
Yeah,
that did
yeah,
the Prague and the Romania, like, hey, well, you get to go over there. They'll treat you well. They'll take care of you over
yeah.
there. So
I've never been either, so I think
yeah,
that'd be cool. Like, I mean, I don't regret. Like, I wish I had did that maybe early in my career, but I was so focused on getting Olympia
yeah,
titles, right?
yeah,
But now being older and having sponsors and my fan base has grown all over the world,
yeah.
I think it's only right that I kind of travel the world and go let these people see me because obviously
Yes.
a lot of them can't come to the U.S. to see me compete, and
Yeah.
I think it'd just be fun.
The Japan Pro, man, they would go crazy for you over there. They would take
I,
care
I
of
was
you, man.
supposed I was supposed to do that show this
Man,
year.
there
Yeah, I
you
was
go. Yeah,
supposed to, and it just again with the Olympia, and then like
yeah,
just I just needed kind of time away from the sport a little bit.
yeah. No, and you
Yeah,
got the family, and that reminds me. So let's talk about the GK Jungle Gym.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what?
yeah,
You've been posting and posting, and it's exciting. It's motivating to see you be doing that and taking the next step in your career after bodybuilding. You're gonna have that legacy that you want to continue on in the fitness and the bodybuilding industry. So this
yeah,
gym is probably a huge thing for you. So just tell us a bit about it.
yeah. Is it too dark? Or you still? I'm still
It's
good.
getting dark, but it should be okay.
All right, hold on,
Turn the light on.
perfect.
Okay, we'll improvise here, folks. There we go. There you go. Put the spotlight on you.
There we go.
Perfect. All
Yeah,
right.
no, honestly, so this GK gym came from the success of my home gym. So when I say
Okay.
that, you guys know, like when I first moved here, you know, I was driving to the gym and I was sitting in traffic. It's because everything here in Texas is so far away, right? That I got tired
Yeah.
of sitting in traffic. I get tired of going to the gym and things are broken or taken. So when I got here, I got frustrated and I told my wife, hey, we're going to build a gym in the garage for my cardio, my glutes, my abs. And I would still go to the regular gym to train because that was so successful and it was such a like surreal like feeling of just peace, quiet, tranquility, not having to wait for anything. We decided to take that next step and build an actual gym.
Yeah.
Because again, going to gyms here, there's pieces that are broken or environment's not where it needs to
Mm-hmm.
be, and there's certain things that they don't have that I need for my training. So I started looking, my realtor and I started looking at spaces, and we couldn't find anything. So we got the opportunity to build the gym from the ground up, which
Okay.
obviously takes more time, takes more money, a little bit more stress. But I said, you know what, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it right. So we started this process about 3 4 months ago. We started building. They build things very fast here,
Yes.
very fast. So obviously everything is built from the ground up, fully customized. Right, it's a 5,000 square foot facility. I've got a full office with a kitchen, a posing room that's going to be in there. I've already got 30 or 40 pieces of old school like Icarian, Cybex, Nautilus. I was just on the phone with you before I got on the phone with you.
Yeah.
I just bought a shoulder piece because I'm always searching.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's something that I'm excited for. I am making this a private gym. So if you guys remember, Flex Lewis had a private gym in Florida. I don't know if you remember where he would go in there and train with his trainer, and he'd let people come in like his friends or other
Yes.
pros, which I want to do as well.
Yeah.
But as far as like letting the everyday individual come in and train, I'm not a gym owner by any means. I don't.
Okay.
That's a responsibility that I don't want to take on right now as I'm still competing.
Yeah.
But of course, I would like to do some one-on-one training.
Yeah.
Do some training camps, some posing clinics. If friends come in from out of town, like Flags, Brad, all these
Yeah.
guys are their town, of course they can
Yeah.
come train. Unfortunately, because my equipment is so old school and rare, I don't want to take care of it. I'm
Okay.
gonna have my daughter at the gym as well. Like I just need that peace and quiet.
Okay.
And that's just what I'm doing.
Well, that's nice. I mean, it's nice you get to build yourself a 5,000 square foot private gym just for yourself. Right. But it'll be business.
Yeah.
You have your friends there. You're going to have other people. Like it's going to be a great environment. And I think
Yeah.
you're probably moving along the lines like Flex did, where eventually it might become,
Yeah.
open to the public where they can have memberships and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Right. So, or open a second gym, right?
Yeah. Right.
I love the name.
yeah, while I'm still competing, it'd be kind of hard, to
Yeah.
manage the gym and try to take
Yes.
care of stuff.
You have to be
And
there,
right now,
man. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, okay. No, that's awesome. And I also want to talk about your shoe that you came out with.
Yeah,
And, let us know where they can get it. Tell us more about it.
yeah. So we, everyone knows I'm a sneakerhead, right? I post
Yes.
about sneakers all the time. I've been working in sneaker stores since I was in high school, and I have a huge collection. And bodybuilding is a very big part of my life. But the shoes that we have in bodybuilding, they were just okay.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they were just okay, and I had a ton of them. And the fact that I had a ton of them tells me that they didn't last long. And I was like, you know what? This has always been a dream, like to have a gym, have my own shoe. Like, how cool is that, right?
Yeah.
I reached out to this guy named Devlin. He's from California. He makes shoes for a living. He owns his own company, Side Collective.
Okay.
And I reached out to him and said, hey, this is what I want to do. Are you interested? What do you think? And I've always been a big fan, have many of his shoes, and he's seen that I'm a fan and a consumer. So he did some research on his end. He looked at some of the shoes that are on the market today and saw what I saw. They
Yeah.
lacked a lot of style, a lot of durability, stability, quality. And he said, this is a market that's untapped right now, and we're just literally kind of having to just be okay with what we have. He's like, listen, if we do this, we're gonna do this right. And I said, absolutely. So this was a year process now that he and I have been going back and forth with sampling, trying new things, and
Yeah.
seeing what worked, what didn't work. Dude, I'm telling you, these shoes are absolutely crazy. Like we brought them to Olympia. Devin was actually there, and we had them on display. I just want people to see them and to
Yeah.
feel them and to see how different they are from what we have now. And you have to, like, I can't even talk about it because I'm being biased, but dude,
Mm.
it's like a true sneaker.
Yeah.
And we made it to where I wanted it to be, meaning there's a wide toe base. You're super comfortable.
Yeah.
They're higher up for more ankle support. I mean, the sturdiness, the durability of the soles themselves, the style is crazy.
Yeah.
Because we took the style. So I'm a big Jordan fan. So we kind of took the styles of some of the Jordans and the Yeezys and LeBrons and made it into a training shoe. So
Yeah.
if you look at the shoe, there's bits and pieces of Jordan shoes, LeBron shoes, Yeezy shoes, all in one. All the soles of my shoes all glow in the dark, which
Okay.
you're not going to find that with some of these other shoes.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to make a shoe that's not just for bodybuilders, but also for CrossFitters, powerlifters, boxers, wrestlers, but also something you can wear outside the gym.
Yes.
So that's what we did.
Awesome, man. And so
Yeah.
so they're available now. People can order them or pre-order.
So
Or
they're not ready yet. So we're still waiting on our shipment to come in.
Okay.
We want these to go out before Christmas so people have them as Christmas gifts.
Yes.
So we're dropping the first two colors. I'm hoping for the next 3-4 weeks. And then from there, it's literally going to be like me and Devin have been talking every day. He's been sending me pictures. Like, we're going to do a low top. We're going to do a high top. We got this colorway. We got this colorway. So the first two colors will drop in hopefully next month. And then we're going to do another a drop around the Arnold in March as well. But we've got ready to go, like 5 or 6 colors, but we don't want to drop them all at one time.
Yeah, let it limited this slow and steady out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See what people like, and then you kind of gravitate towards that. Yeah. Cool,
Plus,
man.
I want everyone to buy the whole collection eventually.
Yes. Yeah, man. I was super proud of you, man. Like, that leads me into, how was your experience with Mutant again at the Olympia? Your Mutant weekend experience at the Olympia. How was that?
Honestly, I was kind of shocked in like a good way, because when I got there right to the booth, Luke had texted me, "Hey, you come to the booth?" Because I guess they just wanted me. Initially, I thought they wanted me to come work the booth, but thinking about it now, they just wanted to see me. Because when I got there, we all have like signage cards, right?
Yes.
So I get there, like, "Hey, where's my signage cards?" And like, "Oh, we didn't think you were coming." So like that tells me they care more about me worrying about the show than just being an athlete and representing the brand. Like that felt like that. I sat back like wow, that's crazy. And like I see this every day, because like talking to George, he's like, "Hey, whatever you need, we want you to focus on the show." So we didn't do much traveling at all during the prep, which is great, and obviously let us focus on what we need to do. But I can't speak enough about how just happy I am to finally be with a company that actually cares.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the other companies I was with, they didn't care, but it's just different when they're actually family to me, and I feel like I'm at home and I can joke around with these people. I'm at the expo and all that stuff. We have a great team of people, both, athletes and people behind the scenes. And I'm just honored and proud. I tell my girlfriend all the time, we joke about it, but I'm very serious. Like, I'm never leaving music. Like, it's crazy as it sounds, like I'm never leaving.
No.
And like, some company can offer me 3, 4, 5, 10 times more. I don't care. I don't care.
It doesn't matter. You're not going to be happy. You're not going to be happy.
No,
you're just a paycheck for them.
Buy that.
Yes.
You can't buy that. What I have with you and you can't buy.
No, man, Jim and George and Sam and everyone at Meet Ron, and the whole team, it's a family. First off, your family, and you can't, it's bar none. Like, Dusty's been there for 10 years. You think about that.
Crazy.
Think about that. 10 years. So, and so they're committed for the most part to all of their athletes. Sometimes athletes want to, at the end of the day, go a different direction. That's fine. It happens. But for the most part, you're mutant for life, as the term is. Yeah. So, and you were a mutant even before you became officially on the team. So, how you were repping it, and
you know best. I was harassing you every day.
Yes, yeah, yes. But hey, persistence pays off, and man, you got it. You manifested it. You didn't stop thinking about it, and then it became a reality for you, man. So, man, you know what? Recapping everything, I think you handled the second place like a champ, because you are a champ. You always will be the 2-time champ, soon to be 3-time. Okay, and then you're going to come back stronger next year. You're going to come back improved next year, and it's going to be a huge rematch. It's going to be, people are going to be, this is like, it's going to be a battle between you two. And to get that comeback, Jay's been through it. Jay's lost, had to come back and do it, right? So people have been there, done that, and it happens. You think, oh well, Jay lost, that he's done. No, you can't get it back after that.
Yeah, people think it's crazy. People think that, like, I see the videos like, oh, Shaun's done. Like, done what?
No.
Like, for the season? Like, I've lost before and come back and won it again. I mean, like you said, Jay's done it. A lot of guys have done it. Like, I'm far from done. It's just a hiccup in the road. And I know what needs to be done for me going forward. I think now having my own gym, right? Like, my own gym to kind of go in and do what I need and have everything I need. It's just going to take my training to a next level, because I was just getting by, here. Unfortunately, I didn't have everything I needed, but now having everything that I need with no distractions in the gym, it's gonna be crazy, bro. I'm telling you.
Man, I can't wait. And so guys, make sure to follow his Instagram, the GK Jungle Gym, first off, right? Support the shoe line when it comes out and it's ready for sale. And you know what, man, I appreciate you coming on. This is your first exclusive kind of interview post Olympia, I think. And diving into your mindset and how you felt, and being realistic too. You're not saying this and that. You're like, yeah, I still should have won, but I'm realistic and I got to make improvements here and there. I'm not perfect, right? So that's good, people to see that side of things. And
when I got back, I just kind of needed some time, to kind of just one, give back to my daughter, but two, just kind of clear my head a little bit about what just happened. And I hadn't really talked to anybody. I kind of went to the gym here and there, and I haven't really been pushing the food or anything. But yeah, I haven't done really an interview. I think you're one of the first probably to do. Just because I just didn't want to, how it is after a show period. You just want to just clear your mind of bodybuilding. But to lose a title, it's like it hurts even more. I just don't want to. I just want to kind of just focus on my family right now and then clear my head. And when the time's right, I'll say something.
Yeah, and that was one of the questions the fan had was, how was your household kind of lifestyle changed with having the baby? Like, how are things with GK? Baby GK.
She's great. I mean, she's crawling.
Yeah.
She started crawling at the Olympia, so we weren't ready for that. And now she's standing up, and like, she's definitely my daughter, because she's strong as all hell. Like, and she's just nosy as all hell.
Yeah.
Doesn't sleep at all. Like, I don't ever sleep. But no, it's just great, man. Again, I was just more excited to kind of just get back home to give back to her and just be able to be more present in her life. When we're prepping, I couldn't hold her as much as I wanted to. I definitely couldn't play with her as much as I wanted to. And I was barely really home, even though I was home because I'm in the garage. But I just want her to know. I also want her to know I'm here, and I'm just happy to now be dad again. I'm not just a bodybuilder.
Awesome. Well, man, I appreciate your time, and I got one last question.
Yeah, buddy.
One word to describe your mindset or whatever it is for your Olympia 2024 prep. One word to describe it.
Just no plan B. There's no other option.
Okay.
I'm coming back stronger than ever.
Stronger than ever. And again, okay. So I appreciate you coming on the show. I don't want to take too much of your time. It's getting dark out there. It's getting dark here too. So, all right, man. We'll have you on again, of course, as you get closer to it, and we'll catch up. And again, appreciate you, man.
Thanks a lot for having me. Appreciate it, man.
All right. Catch you on the next one. Peace.
All right.